Rumor has it, Gervonta Davis has fired Kenny Ellis and Calvin Ford. Fired them, longtime trainers.
Famous boxing platform Fanon Boxing has shockingly revealed that Gervonta Davis has fired his coaches ahead of the Lamont Roach fight. This comes as a terrific shock for the fans, as there are only a few weeks left to witness the anticipated fight. Gervonta Davis, who is making his comeback on March 1st against Lamont Roach after a long pull-off of 1 year, is completely focused on his upcoming bout, and with intense training underway, footage of Davis showcasing his powerful combinations has surfaced online. His energy is unmatched as he pushes himself to the limit, focused and determined for the upcoming bout. Tank Davis is showing no mercy towards Lamont Roach. He's hitting the weights insanely to transform himself into a powerhouse and throwing rapid-fire combinations to ensure he delivers an unforgettable beating when he steps into the ring with Roach.
Hey, can you see who it is? Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
Another notable detail is that in each of his training clips, neither his longtime coach, Calvin Ford, nor his trainer, Kenny Ellis, is present. This raises serious questions about what has really transpired leading up to the fight. Fanon Boxing has recently addressed this matter, adding more intrigue to the situation.
Rumor has it, Gervonta Davis has fired Kenny Ellis and Calvin Ford. Fired them, longtime trainers.
The reporter at Fanon Boxing has dismissed the rumor as nothing more than a publicity stunt. He also pointed out that a similar narrative would likely have been created around Davis's relationship with Floyd Mayweather had it been the case. He said, "I suspect, seeing as I was told by people that are in the boxing gym there, that this is not true. But again, this is Gervonta Davis all over again, because we do this every fight. If Gervonta Davis was still with Floyd Mayweather, the stories would be the terrible relationship that Gervonta Davis has with Floyd Mayweather. That's what it would be. Gervonta Davis is probably going to have his entire career with Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis." Similarly, Gervonta Davis's coach, Kenny Ellis, has addressed the rumors about a rift between Calvin Ford and Davis. He urged fans not to read too much into Tank's comments and emphasized that the bond between Ford and Davis is unbreakable and will last for life.
Than just a trainer and a fighter.
We don't know where this stuff is coming from. It wasn't no reunited. They never separated. You know.
I guess it's because of Tank's comment, because he was asked if Coach Calvin was in his corner. He said, "We'll see."
Right, because it's nobody's business. But you know, he didn't mean anything by that. You know.
Facts. There you go.
They forever family.
Additionally, Gervonta Davis has addressed the situation himself. During a live stream, he reassured fans that his loyalty to Calvin Ford remains intact, emphasizing that Calvin is not going anywhere.
At DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin. You know what I mean? I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? I don't know. Calvin is Pops. He ain't going nowhere. I got that nigga tatted on me. This shit life. Loyalty over everything.
Apart from this ongoing controversy, Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach are preparing to face off on March 1st. Renowned sports commentator Al Bernstein has recently weighed in, stating that he sees no chance for Lamont Roach to defeat Gervonta Davis.
Roach is coming up in weight. He came up in weight to him. I don't see. Honestly, I don't see him. He's a good fighter, but I don't see. He's nothing in his past tells me he's going to beat Gervonta Davis or even...
Al Bernstein went on to commend Lamont Roach for winning a title at a lower weight, but emphasized that he simply won't be able to defeat Gervonta Davis. He stated, "It's not a denigration of Lamont Roach. He's a good fighter. He won a title at a lower weight, and that was a surprise to some people that he did get, even though he was a good prospect. So it's just hard to imagine him beating Davis." Jermaine Ortiz praised Tank Davis's knockout power, but pointed out that this fight could prove to be more challenging for Davis, as he has primarily been knocking out smaller opponents in the past.
We'll see. I just think that Davis really got that knockout power. He doesn't have a lot of output. He's fighting somebody who's closer to his height. I think it would be more of a fight. I think the last time he fought somebody shorter than him was Pitbull, and he tried to box him, and he came out. A lot of people didn't like that fight in the sense of, I assume people thought Pitbull won the fight, or it was just a closer fight.
Jermaine Ortiz is excited to see how this fight goes. He went on to highlight the key factors for Davis in fighting Lamont Roach. He said, "We'll see how Davis goes. I don't think he will do as good if he tries to box him by just, being on his back foot. I think Davis should just do what he does with the bigger guys and walk him down." Richardson Hitchens' coach, Lenny Wilson, also shared his insights on the potential fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. He provided a thorough analysis of the possible outcomes of the bout, breaking down key factors and strategies that could influence the fight's result.
So I think that if Lamont Roach got a good chin, you dig it, then it could go the distance. If he don't, Tank is gonna put him out. But it can also go the distance because Tank know how to box too. I've watched him in the ring. I've watched him in the gym. I see what he can do. You understand? So, but if I had to bet my money, I'm gonna bet my money on Tank.
Regis Prograis also shared his thoughts on the potential fight, expressing his belief that Gervonta Davis would have the upper hand over Lamont Roach. He said, "It's hard to go against Tank, bro. It's hard to go against Tank. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach seemed like he's real confident, but a lot of people seem real confident, but it's hard to go against them, especially when they get hit by that, but I don't know." Regis Prograis also praised Roach's confidence heading into the fight, noting his admiration for Roach's mindset. He said, "I like Lamont Roach's swag, you know what I'm saying? Like how he carries himself. It's just like, man, he doesn't care about no Tank. He doesn't care who that is." Regis Prograis went on to give his predictions for the upcoming fight, suggesting that it would likely go the distance. He pointed out that the outcome could resemble the one from Gervonta Davis's fight with Pitbull, with a similar dynamic playing out in the ring.
I feel a distance. I feel Tank distance. Yeah, I feel Tank, but distance in a controversial fight. How about that? Ooh. Tank distance and people in a controversial one. Something like kind of like how Pitbull was, like that.
Meanwhile, Gervonta Tank Davis, who is preparing to defend his WBA lightweight world title against WBA super featherweight world champion Lamont Roach, has made a bold knockout prediction. Davis confidently claims he will secure a knockout in the 9th round, further cementing his dominance in the ring.
Taking on Roach, this is on March 1st. You predicted 9th round knockout. Why 9th round?
I was just fooling around, but hopefully I can get the night. Hopefully. Well, it's going to happen, for sure. It's going to happen.
Trainer Coach Bullet has weighed in on the potential fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, calling it a cherry pick. He criticized Davis for choosing to fight someone he believes has no real chance, claiming the matchup is more about selling the fight than testing Davis's true abilities.
He doesn't have a chance. Tank is a very experienced, high IQ. The only person that could have beat Tank was Rolly. I keep telling people that. Nobody's going to beat him because they don't bring nothing to the table to make him scared, to puzzle him, to make him, panic or open his eyes like a deer in headlights. So this fight with Roach, it's Tank selling the fight.
Similarly, British professional boxer Conor Benn has criticized Gervonta Davis for picking up to fight Lamont Roach. He said, "He wants to retire. Yeah. So yeah, go. Oh yeah, let's give it all, bury big bollocks and go. Let's give him some stick and then make out like we want the fight, and then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that." Stephen A. Smith shares a similar perspective on the fight, expressing concern for Lamont Roach. He went on to suggest that the outcome could mirror that of Frank Martin's fight with Gervonta Davis, with similar results playing out in the ring.
Go ahead. I think Roach is too small. I think Roach is too small. And that's my issue. I'm not questioning the skill set or anything like that, but it was similar to Frank Martin. This guy comes in there and you got 18 fights, and I remember watching that pre-fight press conference when he was annoying Gervonta Davis so much, and he cussed by accident. Excuse me. He cussed by accident. He was like, "Ooh, making this up. He hurt me in sparring," and I knew Gervonta was going to come for him, and sure enough, that's what he did. Walked right towards him from round 1 on.
On the other hand, Lamont Roach is still confident and promises to knock out Davis in the upcoming fight. We all know that on June 15, 2024, 3-division world champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis retained his unblemished record and his WBA lightweight world title following an impressive 8th-round knockout over a tough Frank Martin in MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. Recently, Lamont Roach was asked about Davis' win over Martin, and he replied, "Frank Martin was inexperienced and nervous, you know. It is what it is. But this time, it's going to be a different fight when I'm in there. He's going to be a different fighter when he's fighting with me. I'm always looking for a knockout, no matter what. Though I'm always prepared for 12 rounds, I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off." While some of the people are bursting with anger, considering it not a good match, famous analyst Teddy Atlas has come forward checking on the critics and defends Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach.
I happen to think, listen, Roach, well, obviously he's a solid fighter, but for me, Tank Davis is in the elite class of boxing right now. You know, he's just in the higher altitudes of the sport. He's in the top 5 for me. You know.
Favoring Tank's dominance over Roach, Teddy Atlas stated, "When you talk about the top 5 best pound for pound right now, so for me he's there, not just because he's got a punch, but also he's an all-round package. He can box, he can counter, he can go get you. He goes to the body, goes to the head, puts punches together. His defense is responsible and he's patient. He's mentally together. As I said, he's a tough guy, so obviously I'm gonna favor him." Mikey Garcia weighed in on the upcoming fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. Just like Teddy Atlas, he also went on praising Davis's style, which is backed by his wealth of experience and skills. Garcia highlighted how these attributes make Davis a formidable opponent in the ring.
Honestly, I think Tank is one of the very best fighters, definitely in the lightweight division. I don't think Roach will be a huge threat for Tank. Tank is very talented, very skilled, and also very experienced at this point now. He's fought and seen pretty much every style there is.
Mikey Garcia believes Lamont Roach doesn't pose a significant threat to Gervonta Davis, citing Davis's superior skills and knockout power. He emphasized that Tank's ability to deliver devastating punches makes him a dangerous force in the ring. He said, "His power is tremendous, where he has that knockout punching power, and he's got the confidence to do it. And you just see his demeanor. He's just confident. He knows he's going to, go out there and execute it. So it's hard to go against Tank." Mikey Garcia expressed respect for Lamont Roach, but didn't hesitate to label Gervonta Davis a beast. He confidently predicted that Davis would come out on top once again, citing his impressive track record of victories in previous fights as the reason behind his unwavering belief in Tank's dominance.
Again, not to disrespect his opponent Roach, but I think Tank is a beast, and he's been proving it every fight. He probably will win this fight as well. Again, it's hard to say and go against Tank. He's proven himself.
Yeah. American boxing promoter and former professional boxer Oscar De La Hoya also praised Lamont Roach for possessing unique fighting abilities. Despite praising Roach, he suggested that fighting Davis would be tough for him. He said, "I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. About Gervonta Davis, I have to say the least. He is a beast. He really is a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter. When he comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions, when he steps inside that squared circle, it's going to be a tough night for Roach." In addition, De La Hoya praised Tank as a tremendous fighter, acknowledging his impressive skills in the ring. He highlighted Davis's key boxing attributes, pointing out aspects of his style that could pose a serious challenge for Roach in their upcoming fight. He said, "Watching him fight up close and personally, I must tell you he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. He's that sneaky. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But obviously, Gervonta Davis has the experience and the knowledge. He has a streak in him that will take Lamont out with any punch." Trainer Derek Bozy Ennis analyzes the upcoming WBA lightweight championship super fight between champion Gervonta Davis and WBA 130 champion Lamont Roach Jr. He went on to pick Gervonta Davis and strongly believes that he will come out victorious.
I think it'd be a good fight, man. Him and Tank. I think it'd be a real good fight, man. You know what I mean? I I would have to go with Tank, though. I would have to go with Tank. You know what I mean? But I think it's a real good fight. You know what I mean?
Derek Ennis issued a warning to Lamont Roach, advising him to avoid trading punches with Gervonta Davis, as Tank is sharper and more skilled in the ring. He went on to highlight Davis's exceptional fighting attributes, ultimately predicting a knockout victory for the WBA champion. He said, "Hey with Tank, don't trade with him. You got to box, tie him up, you know what I mean. Walk him around frustrating, you know what I mean. Let him drop his guards, you know what I mean. But it's difficult when you fight Tank, man. It's difficult when you fight him. Because Tank set you up with all types of shots, man. You can be beaten by Tank, man. Hit him with all kinds. If you can't punch, you in trouble. Fact, you know what I mean. But with Tank, you might say, man, it's gonna be a knockout." At the same time, Claressa Shields has shared her thoughts on the potential fight, urging people not to overlook Lamont Roach. She praised his fighting career, warning that Roach should not be underestimated.
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very sturdy kid. He's very skilled. You know, Tank is Tank. You know, and when I say Tank is Tank, I mean like he's a bad man.
Claressa Shields expressed her admiration for the fight, noting that it would be a true display of Gervonta Tank Davis's real power in the ring. She said, "I see that Lamont Roach is worth watching. I think that this fight is going to be very technical and very, very, very skillful, and as always, we're going to see the power of Tank on display." Claressa Shields also praised Gervonta Tank Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, highlighting the exceptional training Tank has received under his guidance.
You know, so but I think that Tank know that he's against a good fighter and he'll train hard. And shout out to his coaches, Calvin. Like, I love his coach, Calvin. He's a great trainer. And he's taught Tank and built him up well.
As the fight draws closer, opinions remain split on who will have the upper hand. There were rumors of Gervonta Tank Davis parting ways with his trainer. Both their coaches and Tank himself have confirmed that nothing has changed, adding to the confusion. So, who do you think will come out on top on March 1st? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.